What's up, everybody? This is Lennon. I was just talking to a friend of mine and I happened to mention that I was sitting in my home office, and they're like, "What? You've got a home office?" I said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do." And it just so happens that my home office is in a 10,000 square foot mansion where I'm currently living for free. Unbelievable. So I told my friend I would shoot a quick video just to show him the place I'm living in because it's quite amazing. I figured I'd upload it to show all of you as well. And I'm also gonna tell the story of how it is that I've managed to live in such an amazing place for free and some of the key lessons that I've taken from doing so. So first we'll start off with a quick tour. This is my office space. There's my desk right there, overlooking our backyard with these nice 3 big windows, which is directly connected to my bedroom, which also has some nice big windows overlooking the backyard. Down behind me is the master suite where my roommate Barry lives. He's got the door shut, so we're not gonna go in there at the moment. But this room is really amazing to me. I joked with Barry when I first moved in here, this is the laundry room, and it's as big as the studio I was renting off of Burnside a few years ago. So that's pretty funny to me. Walking by a couple bathrooms here. This is bedroom where our third roommate Melissa lives, who's another amazing person. I'll have to tell you more about both of them because they're awesome people. This is the bathroom I use with this big stand-up glass shower. So in addition to living in this amazing place, I live with 2 of the coolest people that you could ever imagine living with. Barry is one of my best friends. He's a business partner. He's also a huge mentor of mine in this life. And then Melissa is awesome. She's about my age. She's a spiritual healer. She's an amazing person and one of my best friends, absolutely. All right, so here is our living room area, fireplace, seating, little entertainment area. Coming this way, we've got a little like breakfast dining area where we sometimes hang out. Here's the kitchen where I do quite a bit of cooking on this big 6-top stove burner thing. We've got, not only do we have 1 dishwasher, but you guessed it, we've got 2 dishwashers. I guess in case we have a party or something, you know, sometimes you need 2 dishwashers, I guess. We also have 2 stoves, which hardly ever get used. There's 1 and 2. Because we just use this little guy over here, that guy. Okay, that's the kitchen area. Quickly we'll jet through this is like the formal dining room area. Nice big windows there. This I guess would be a second living room with a piano, a pool table, and one of my favorite spaces. This is a little library area which is sitting next to these big windows which overlook the pond in our front yard. So that's a great place to drink some tea and read a book. Coming down this way real quick, we'll just jet through. This is my roommate's working space. So he's got his own library. He's got an ensuite there behind me. He's got his office area, and this is sort of his music studio with another piano and some other musical equipment. All right, and now we're gonna jet real quick into the basement area. It's a bit of a walk, jeez. So in total, this place is about 10,000 square feet, including this basement where we're gonna go next. This basement is, oops, sort of slam that. It's finished. It's a finished basement. It's kind of got this fun flooring and a popcorn machine, because you know sometimes you need a popcorn machine in your place. Who doesn't? And down here is a really cool space. We have shuffleboard. We have, let me get the light on here real quick. Okay, we've got shuffleboard there. We've got another little entertainment area. We've got a, what's that called? Pinball machine. And this is super cool. This whole music setup for a full band to come down here and jam whenever they want. All right, so that's the basement area. We're gonna now cut through the garage and then up to my favorite place in this whole house. Takes me just a second to get there. So this is just storage on both sides of me here. And now we're coming into the garage. It's a little dark in here, but this is I can't see, it's too dark. 3-car garage. There's usually only 1 car in here, which is my roommate's Porsche. It's funny because I don't own a vehicle, but when I do drive, I'm often driving my roommate's Porsche, and so that's sort of funny. I'm either riding the bus or driving a Porsche, one or the other, you know, and I'm comfortable either way. All right, now here's my favorite room by far in the whole house, and it is my favorite room because of that right there. We've got a basketball hoop in the house. I've been here for a long time, and I'm still really excited about that. Here is also a Bowflex and a ping pong table, and as you can see, this space is huge. My roommate has a teenage son who sometimes is over here and has parties with his friends, and they get a lot of kids in here, and this is just an amazing place to hang out. All right, getting a little bit out of breath from all this walking, but I want to take you guys outside now, and as I walk around the outside, I'm going to share with you the story of how it is that I ended up living in such a place for free. So I actually first came to this property about 6 years ago when Barry was married, and I was doing some work for his then wife. I was helping them move in, and I was doing just some work around the property and stuff like that. And I was probably working here for a couple of weeks, and the whole time that I was on the property, I kept visualizing myself living in a place like this someday. You see, I've never really been anywhere quite like this before. I mean, I guess I visited a couple times, but never for any extended period of time. And if you grew up in a poor household like I did, then you can probably relate to the idea of just being uncomfortable with wealth in general. And I'm reading this book currently called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and that's something that T. Harv Eck really stresses in this book. Let me just give you a shot of this cow here real quick. So 6 years ago, I began visualizing myself living in this place and really just trying to create this feeling of comfort around wealth and with wealth, and trying to condition myself to one day be able to own a house like this, right? So flash forward several years ago, or to a few years ago, I ran into Barry, and he had mentioned to me that he had recently gotten divorced, and I asked him if he was still living in this place, and he said yes. And I said, well, I had just gotten back from one of my trips to Asia, so I asked him, are you open to having a roommate? And he said yes, and so shortly thereafter I moved in. There's Barry's balcony right there, and kind of a good shot of the house. So I did, and at the time I was renting a room from Barry for $600 a month, which is less than I was paying for that tiny studio in downtown Portland. All right, so then I went and I did some more traveling in Asia, and I came back, and I was planning on living in Central Oregon, my hometown, and actually I was staying there, but Barry and I are working on a project together, and he felt like it would be better if we were living together again, because we'd have more time to work together. And I totally agreed, and so he said, well, why don't you just come live with me again, and this time you can stay with me for free. So totally stoked about that. So that's how I ended up living in this multi-million-dollar mansion for free. I've been living here for a couple months now for free, and I'm gonna be here for another 2 weeks until I take off to Asia again, where I'll probably be living in a much smaller place, but I'll be just as comfortable and just as happy. Because one of the key takeaways that I've come to from living here is that it's not about the place. It's not about this giant house at all. That's really not at all what it's about. It's about the experience. And you see, living in a place like this has really made me feel comfortable with luxury, with wealth. And it's really helped me to cultivate my own millionaire's mindset. Now, I am nowhere near being a millionaire, but I pretty much guarantee that I will be here shortly. And that is because I have been reconditioning my mind to be comfortable with wealth. Most of us really feel uncomfortable with the idea of wealth. We're comfortable in poverty, and I know that that's certainly been the case for me for a long time. So that's one of the key takeaways I've gotten here. It's not about the stuff. It's not about the things. It never was about this house. It was about the experience of living in an amazing place like this. Living in a place where we can build a 100-foot slip and slide. And have a basketball court and have a huge party and like hardly even notice that people are here because the space is so big to fill up. All right, I'm back. What's up, everybody? My cell phone died and it's getting dark outside anyway, so I figured I'd finish the story inside back in my office. How did I end up living here originally in the first place? Well, I really believe that is because I had developed some very good karma and had really helped Barry out quite a bit in the past. See, Barry runs a nonprofit here in Portland, which I've always been a huge fan of and supporter of. And over a 5-year period, I was probably one of the top like 3 or 5 volunteers in his organization. And I did all that volunteer work simply because I believe what he does. I believe in what he does, and I wanted to be involved with part of the community. So I didn't do it with any strings attached. But because I had been of service for so long, that when I asked for a favor, Barry was naturally inclined to help me. So there it is. I volunteered, and as a result, now live in a $2+ million mansion for free. In addition, I would just give a shout out for volunteering because it has allowed me to develop quite an extensive network. And anytime I need anything, I'm surrounded by amazing people who know that I'm up to good in the world and are willing to support me in everything I do because I've given so much of my time. So if you haven't done so, I highly recommend volunteering. It's huge. It's an amazing way to make yourself feel good and also to network.